What is going on, guys? It's Rick here, back with another video. First of all, before starting the video, I just wanted to ask you guys a question. Do you prefer this type of board and this type of pieces, or the ones that I've been using in the past like 3 videos? I just wanted to know your guys' feedback so I know what to use. I feel like from what I've heard, about people's feedback, I think this one is better, especially for people that watch on mobile. So um, I think I'm gonna keep using this because on the first like 10 or 11 videos I use this one and I had no complaints. So let's go. So some context for this match. I was playing a very strong player, as you can see by the rating. I'm playing against Rodrigo Sarabando, which is a 1971 ELO player, which is it's the second highest rated player that I've ever played, and yeah, it's a lot of a lot of pressure to win this or to give my best. Um, I think he's like best player under 16 in Portugal, or is like the highest rated under 16 player in Portugal or something like that. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think so. And yeah, super talented player. And yeah, my idea was to just play my game and follow the plan that I established before. So let's see how the game started. E4. Also, by the way, it was the first time that I actually played on those DGT boards that are like the boards that are connected with cables to a PC, and the moves that you play get registered and you can watch them live, which is very nice. It was my first game like that, so also special because I played on the ninth board, and I think the first 10 boards have that in that tournament, so it was very nice and special to play in the ninth board, one of the uh, best boards, right? Out of I don't know, a lot of boards that were in the tournament. So I started with e4, c5, and I went for my knight c3 line against the Sicilian. He went e6. I went knight g2 e2, which is the so-called chameleon variation, very flexible. It's what I normally play. He played d6 here, which okay. I just thought it was probably a waiting move. I didn't really care too much about d6. I played g3. Um, he played knight c6. I played bishop g2, and here he went g6. And here he actually made a big mistake, which I didn't punish. Of course, the move here is it's d4, not d3, but it's d4, taking advantage of the fact that this bishop is not on g7, and I can just straight up challenge the center. Here, probably the best move is cd4 when after knight takes d4. If he goes, for example, bishop g7 here, I'm already very well off because of knight d2 p5 here, and I already have a lot of pressure here, you know. It's tough here. Even like the engine says that probably the best move is it's king e7, which is crazy, very bad. But I didn't go for this. Why? Because like I knew that he played the Taimanov Sicilian, and I knew that he played a lot of open Sicilian type structures with d4 takes takes, you know, and this I knew that like my idea was that he would be very experienced in these lines where like we just get a open Sicilian type position here. Uh, you know, something like this. I knew that it would be very experienced with something like this. So, you know, I didn't want to go for that because I'm not that experienced myself with that. I never like play open Sicilian type positions, I guess. Um, and so I decided to just castle because I didn't want to go into that. My game plan was to just stay true to the positions that I am more comfortable with, the more like closed type of Sicilians, instead of going for the open Sicilians where he would probably just. My thought was that he would probably just outplay me in those type of structures, and I felt like I had more chances on the closed type of structures, but I really need to be more of a chameleon, right? I'm playing the chameleon variation. I need to be more of a chameleon, and I need to actually, if going into an open Sicilian is clearly the best move and gives me the advantage, I can't just shy away from it because of fear of getting outplayed. I really need to study those structures and the plans within the open Sicilian so I can adapt and go for it when the time is right. And that's the lesson that I learned from this game. So let's see. Castles, bishop g7, f4, typical move here that I like to do. Knight g2 e7, d3, keeping it closed. Castles, king h1, just getting off this diagonal that might be it's a good waiting move. It might be uncomfortable, this diagonal, if I keep my king here. So king b rook b8, a4 to just stop b5 for the moment. Goes a6 to push b5. I went here g4. It might look weird, like what the fuck is g4? Sorry for the language. But g4 is aimed at when he pushes a b5. I take, and then I can play knight g3. So when he pushes b4, I can retreat the knight e2. So that's the plan. Because if I don't do g4, let's say I do h3, he goes here, here, and here. I mean, if I go g3 now, it's too late because now my I don't have the e2 square, so I need to go to b1, which is not good. But yeah, I went g4 here, and he played f5, which is a very nice move. You know, my ideas in this type of structures and positions is to play f5, you know, and by him playing f5, it means that I can no longer play f5. And here it was very complicated because I was trying to calculate everything. Should I take? Should I push the pawn? Which pawn should I push? If I'm gonna take, with which pawn I should take? Should I just ignore f5 and just develop the rest of my pieces? It was very hard. I can't really remember everything that I was thinking because this position is already complex for me. And let's just see what I did in the game. So I went g5. You know, I didn't really like to. I didn't really like the fact that I would, if I took, that he could just develop his knight, and you know, maybe open this bishop up in the future. I felt like I didn't want to open things just yet, so I played g5 here. He played e5, and look at this. This is already like very, very sharp position. A lot of pawn tension in the center, and then again here I just played h4. I remember more or less h4 because I in the event that I mean I do something like bishop d2, I don't know, in the event of him taking, me taking, and imagine that he takes here, I take, and he moves like he can't really move this knight just yet. But yeah, my idea was to keep this pawn protected when this knight goes to another square. Although maybe this probably was too premature, you know, and yeah, it weakens a lot of my position. But yeah, I was just afraid that when this knight moved away, that he could maybe have pressure on that pawn, and that pawn would be hanging. But yeah, very unnecessary move. I had better moves to make. He played bishop e6. Then again, a lot of pressure in the position, a lot of tension. I played bishop e3, trying to develop the last piece that I need to develop. And here he played knight d4. And yeah, it's a very tense position, like very complex. And yeah, I was really trying to spend a lot of time here and in the previous positions. Because yeah, I really needed to figure out what was happening in the board. A lot of tension and a lot of complications here. Here I felt like knight g3 was a good move, you know, maybe aiming to take with the knight, you know, uh, give some room to my queen as well to come here in the future. Here he played queen d7, uh, maybe trying to play f takes e4 and then put pressure here on this diagonal. Scary. With this knight here, is really hard to put the bishop here or to go queen here, you know, or to move my queen because it's always pressuring this pawn on c2 with the knight. So this knight is very strong. Here, I played h5, you know, I just wanted to create something, some type of counterplay and stuff like that. Probably this was not good. 95 is just the engine recommendation. It's played in order to kick this knight out of here and maybe trade some pieces, trying to activate this bishop. But yeah, it's very complicated. I have to be honest, I didn't even consider knight d5 because I thought that after like knight d5 takes, he would just be winning the pawn, which I don't know, like I just missed that my bishop was here defending. Like the whole purpose of this bishop is just defending and supporting knight d5, but I missed that during the game. I was looking at so much stuff that I completely missed that I had to do that. And I played h5, he played rook c8, and I played h6, closing the position totally and maybe trying to change the game to the queen side. He played bishop h8, and here the game is completely drawn. It's completely equal. If I play just knight d5, it's the only move to stay equal in the position. I did a huge mistake, which ended up costing me the game, which was taking the knight here. I just thought that my bishop wasn't doing much here, and this knight was too strong. So I decided, okay, let's just take, and you know, just try to play on the queen side. Maybe c3, you know, maybe c4, and trying to use the open file, and I don't know, something like that. But here the problem is that he just finds the refutation for my move. F takes e4, I have to take, of course, and then he doesn't take, he plays here, which is actually a very bad move. He should have just played here d5, which is hard to see, but he should have just blast open all of this, you know. But he played bishop g4, which gives me the opportunity to stay equal after f5, but I mean f5 is just so hard to see. I didn't see f5 with the idea of e takes f5, and you know, let's say if he takes here, I have bishop d5 check, which is just winning because he has to block that, right? And if he takes the bishop, I have just knight takes, and you know what else? Rook takes. This is all equal. But yeah, I missed that opportunity to equalize the game on f5. It makes a lot of sense because I really want to get rid of this pawn right here blocking my bishop and open this diagonal because his king doesn't have squares because of my pawn on h6, which, yeah, he gave me a chance to equalize again. He made a big blunder, but a very complex game. I really need to study this game because this game was very interesting and very complex, and I can learn a lot by just analyzing a lot of lines and ideas, because I might have this position again soon because I play this type of structures. He played bishop g4 here, and I played queen d2. You know, I just wanted to dodge the pin he took here, and of course, you know, I didn't really have squares for my knight here. I have to take the pawn, right? So I just took, and he played bishop e5, activating his bishops. His bishops are crazy. They are just, you know, slashing through my position like some swords, some lasers. And here I had to play rook f2. I played knight e2, which just pretty much loses on the spot due to queen g4 infiltrating, and here is very, very hard. If I played rook f2, I would still be in the game, you know, but yeah, I just didn't play this, and And yeah, it was just hard. I mean, I didn't play my best. It was very complicated. The position was really hard for me to manage, and to just find the best moves was very complicated, you know. He managed to complicate the position so well, and props to Rodrigo. He played a very nice game, and yeah, he's a very strong player, you know. Um, but yeah, he takes Queen G4 here, and I just played Knight F4. I didn't really know what to play. I just felt like I had so many threats, you know. Queen here, you know. I don't know, Queen here to threaten mate here. Just yeah, very hard position, you know. I didn't really know what to do. Here, best was knight g1, because in the case of a queen h4, I have bishop h3, which, I mean, look at this position. This is just, you know, like, look at this. And if knight here, he just has queen g3, and, you know, I'm getting mated. So it was very hard, very hard. I didn't see all of this, and I just played knight f4. It took, and he's just up a rook, and I took here. You know, maybe he misses mate in one, but no, he plays queen e5, and I resign. And this was the game, guys. Very interesting and complex game. I really like this game, but yeah, unfortunately, I just got outplayed totally by my opponent. Very strong player, but I'm gonna analyze the game more on my own and study it, because I felt like some of the moves that were suggested by the engine to equalize, just like that f5. That f5 is very nice move, and you know, I'm gonna try to be aware of those type of things, and also just, man, knight d5. Come on, that should be simple. Knight d5, and you know, that was like, by when I gave up my dark square bishop for that knight, my dark squares were just so weak, and look how he just activated this piece, and he just took advantage of that trade when I traded the bishops. Very nice guy as well. Very nice guy. Rodrigo is a very nice guy. He analyzed the game with me after, and it was very nice. It's always very nice to analyze the games that you play with stronger players than you. It's very nice. You get very instructive ideas and suggestions and lessons. So thanks to Rodrigo for the game and for analyzing with me afterwards. But yeah, also he prepared against me, which is very funny, like him being so much higher rated, but he actually looked into my YouTube channel, and he looked into my games on chess.com and Lee Chess or something like that. So yeah, very nice to see also strong players preparing against noobs like me. But yeah, um, props to Rodrigo, and good game. And yeah, so this was the game. Unfortunately, first loss of the tournament, but let's see if I can just bounce back and regain some wins, you know, regain my form. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.